we are back with another Black Window Cream podcast. New episode every single Wednesday and Sunday. I'm your host, Ben Haggerty, aka Ben Real Verse World, and this is my sidekick, David Malave. What up, Dave?
Yo.
Today's episode is called Instagram Removing Likes, Pros and Cons. Kind of a shitty title. Doesn't sound very it's not that it's catchy or whatever, but we're just gonna, everyone's seen the titles about or the subject titles that are popping up in all those news ads and shit about how Instagram's testing the idea of removing the like count on your Instagram, which is really interesting. We have talked about what the reality of Instagram getting deleted completely, like what would happen if a social media platform like Vine died tomorrow. I think 2 or 3 morning roasts ago, so definitely check that out because it's interesting. But this one's more so about the idea of changing something that a lot of people depend on or utilize or validate, which is interesting. So we'll get into that in a second, but if you are competing in our Black Window Cream Dutch Bros contest number 2, the Mob the Streets contest, your submission is due tonight. I think I said in the last week's episode it was due on the 28th. I was lying. It's due tonight, the 31st, at 11:59 Pacific time, 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure to submit your photos or videos or both. Submit the links to bwnc@dutchbro.com. Just shoot that email with your links before that time, and you will be entered to win. Also, if you didn't or haven't heard Raven's episode yet, the last interview we did on the podcast, it was our 100th episode. Shout out to us for getting to 100. And what do we have, Dave? What do we give them?
Oh, we got a discount code on all merch.
20% off any piece of merch. Everything in the store minus the guide is available for 20% off. So if you guys are trying to cop some merch and support the squad, I'm wearing I'm decked out right now. Black Window Cream shirt, Black Window Cream hat, got the fucking Black Window Cream mug. Dave ain't wearing nothing. He's wearing an Adidas shirt, which we don't carry.
I'm in the color scheme though.
He is in the color scheme, black and white. That's dope. So if you want that, go to shopbwnc.com and use 100 episodes, 100 episodes at checkout, and you will get 20% off your entire order. It is available until this Sunday at midnight, so you have till then to place an order. Go hop on that shit. Also, that same time the time for the 20% off ends, we are dropping a new podcast that teases our next contest. So if you're trying to figure out what we're doing, pay attention to Zoe Rain's episode. Macklemore's photographer. She's worked with a bunch of different people, athletes, artists, and stuff. It's a good podcast interview. But at the beginning of her episode, we announced that contest. That's all I'm going to say. So make sure you do it if you want to sign up in time. And that's it. I feel like that's enough. Shout out to our Patreon members for supporting our shit. Patreon.com/Black Window Cream if you're trying to join. And that's it. Let's get to that motherfucking ill-ass intro that we created for the morning roast. Right, motherfucking no. Welcome to the morning roast, a place where you will get the most info from a deep dive into the topics that really need life with your host Ben and Dave, coming to you live today. Grab your cup of joe and take some fucking notes. You bitch. We're back. Solid ass intro. I'll say it every time because it's a fire video. If you guys are listening on audio, I definitely suggest hopping over on YouTube at some point just to see the fucking madness that is the morning roast intro. Dave, how's your week going, bro?
It's pretty good.
Good to hear.
Yeah, man. We've been working.
We have been putting in some work. We talked about this a while ago because I know we saw this whole Instagram removing the like button thing or whatever, and it wasn't exactly what the last or 2 or 3 morning roasts ago was about, but that concept was interesting because it's like, what if it dies, right? Like you see Vine. Sean Sauce talks about this we interviewed Sean Sauce. He had 1 million followers on Vine. Vine literally deleted itself. It's gone. There's no Vine app anymore. Therefore, his brand ads that he was doing, the collaborations, his easy way to connect to people. Hey, what's up? I do blah, blah, blah. You want to link up? I have 1 million followers. It's like really easy for him to do that. It's all gone, which is really interesting. That interview was interesting too, so definitely check that out. But what happened if Instagram died? We had a whole conversation about that. Then there's this whole thing about them. It sounds pretty serious, like they're going to get rid of the like feature on an Instagram accounts, and they're testing it somewhere, right? Like
they're testing it in 7 countries.
7 countries.
Canada, New Zealand, Australia, fucking a couple mothers. I got it right here. But yeah, they're just testing it. I think I'd be interested to see if it actually goes through, obviously, because it's such a big, we'll get into it, such a big thing with brands and big companies and influencers and all this stuff, like things that the revenue of Instagram depends on.
Mm-hmm.
But it could actually be a move to make more revenue, because maybe, you know, people will be more incentivized to like promote posts now that, in the case that there won't be likes. But it's such a drastic change. I'd be interested to see if they actually pull the trigger on it.
Yeah, I know. I think it could be really cool to do it. I've seen a few articles or whatever that have the debate, and I get it. Like, okay, cool. You strip likes, and if influencers make, you call them influencers, whatever, famous people on Instagram make their money based on having, I would say that usually it's more so about following and engagement. Like anytime someone shows me like, oh yeah, look at this photographer, he's got like 30,000 followers, and I look at it and I'm like, he has like 300 likes, right? Okay, that's an easy way to kind of get like a warning, like maybe they don't really have 30,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go on and you see it has a lot of likes, which is a solid indication, but the comments are booming, right? Like, which creates the conversation or gets people interaction. Those are like super key elements, which is easy to, man, that's such an interesting thing to think about, because it's really easy to tell if someone has fake followers
100%
by the likes.
Engagement is everything, and that's what we were talking about. I read that one article that was like saying that the most impactful, the most like the quote unquote people on Instagram with the most reach aren't people you think like Kim Kardashian or Kylie Jenner and stuff. Maybe Kylie, but like it's these like a David Dobrik who has millions and millions of followers, but the people that engage with his content and comment and like and will take action if he tells them to. Like if he tells them to swipe up, the people will swipe up. If he tells them to go to a link, they'll go. The engagement matters the most, and likes and comments showing it allows you to go to a brand, these people to go to a brand and literally show them like, yo, this is like the people, like they can see by a number. But then I think, you know, I think we should go to pros to cons, but I think obviously what that does is it creates this environment, and the reason why they're trying to implement this is like a less pressurized environment where everyone feels like everyone's comparing themselves to other people. Everyone's like only posting what they think is going to get numbers, and I think it's a creative and artistic conversation for people like us who we obviously care about the engagement of what we post, but also like I feel mad restricted all the time thinking that I can't post it just because I know what my quote unquote audience, people that follow me, will like and engage with, even though I take and do other dope shit that I never put on my Instagram, you know? Right,
which it's interesting because it's like you almost like play to that favorism when posting, right? Like you just said, you have a bag of art that you won't share. I guess I could reference Casey McPerry's interview, but he doesn't post certain things on his feed because his feed's wild and it's set up in a certain way to do it. But at the same time, it's like people think like, man, am I gonna post this? Is it gonna get likes? Like I think about it all the time. If I post this shit with Beyonce, probably gonna boom with likes. If I'd post this ill ass shot I got of some fucking, I don't know, ill ass shot in an airplane out a window that's still really fire, I could have taken it while I'm on tour. If I was on tour, maybe people are like paying attention a little tighter. But if it just randomly happens and you're scrolling through your feed and you see something that you don't recognize, like you associate things with certain things, and then you get the likes, and it's like you restrict yourself and you're like, I ain't gonna post this shit because I ain't gonna get no love. And you don't, and the reason why is because if someone comes to your page that you need to see that you have powerful interactions, or your content seems to matter, or whatever the fuck it may be, you like want them to see that. Like if they came and saw the illest photo ever and it had like 100 likes, but I have like 60,000 followers, it doesn't make any sense. But if you come and my last post had the illest interaction with it, you know what I mean? Like 100,000 views on a video, or 500, you know, whatever it is, that looks better. It's like, oh shit, he really has like a weird market or whatever. Like people see his shit, people like his shit. But if you took that away, does that solve a problem? I mean, I think there's, as far as like problems that it solves, I think the sickest thing in the world is, and I love it because Kanye tweeted some shit in like 2018, and he said, having your amount of likes on display for the world to see and judge is like showing how much money you have in the bank, or having to write the size of your dick on a t-shirt. Speaking for myself, I personally want to participate in a social media where the option of not having to show my followers or likes exists, which it's cool because he says, where is it at? He said, It's these are people who are committing suicide due to not having enough likes. Seeking validation is in the simulation, which it's like fucking so true that like my girlfriend's little sister made fake accounts to like her own shit. She has like 40 followers. I don't even know who the fuck follows her. Like they're all kids. She's like 11, but she's sitting here like, Lauren, like my thing. Like I need more likes. Or I remember she had like Periscope or something when Periscope, the live stream app, was there, and she would go on live and then just sit there and heart her live stream so that her little hearts would come up, and it tallies up how many hearts you get. So just when you go to her profile, it says 1,400 hearts.
That's
and she
crazy.
would just, no one was watching her shit.
Right.
She is not talking. It's
Right.
just literally to be live, to hit hearts, because the number is what makes these kids feel like the shit. So if you pull up, if I had a million followers and I was in high school, I'm lit. You know for a fact.
Yeah, you're good.
Now you're good to get into every party. Now you're good to like play sports. Now you're good. Like literally, I guarantee you, having a million followers in high school could change the perception of you being a starter in a team.
Facts.
Just because of the social.
Yeah, or
social
you just
aspect.
you'll get more attention from recruits because you're making noise and
right.
stuff.
It's like favoritism.
I mean that just like that reminds me of like fucking engagement groups. I hate the idea of those things. It's so fucking corny and fake to me. And I've literally had people like DM me and be like, "Yo, you want to join this engagement group? I'm with these influencers and you can go in there." And they literally go in there and they post and they're like, and then they like have everyone in that engagement group go comment and like their post, and I'm just like, that's so fake to me. Like, why am I just made this, I want it to do what it does,
right?
You know?
Lauren,
I think
go on.
In Raven's interview, that comes after Ravens, right? So if y'all listen to it on Sunday, we have a dope discussion about this, because it's like, and our Discord had a dope discussion about this. The idea of like, okay, cool, you shoot whatever you shoot and you're posting that, it sucks because you want to have this aesthetic, or you want to have a vibe, or you want to have a brand, right? So then you try to do everything you can to keep yourself in that same lane, but it's a double-edged sword, because when you do that, cool, your page looks better and you have better like targeting and you have a better following, but you automatically lock yourself into this thing and you feel like you can only post this one thing and this is the only thing that's going to get engagement, right?
Right.
And Raven talked about how she tries to like get out of that like how it's like the numbers, if the numbers are are the thing that are making you happy, you're going about it the all wrong way.
Right.
And it isn't what's making you happy, but you still feel tied to it, you know? So it's like, what I hope from it is, okay, if there's no likes, like, or there's still likes, and I think if you click who liked it, you can see the number of likes. You'll still be able to see the number of likes you have, but other people can't at an outward thing. And it's just, you just hope that like,
You're talking about with the new Instagram.
Right. feature, and instead of just looking immediately, oh, is this post getting engaged with, you just look at the post, and
you're looking for the content,
right? And maybe you can feel more free to like, if okay, cool, I can shoot some ill ass landscape photos that just sit on my computer that I use on my phone or something,
right?
But I never share them unless I put them on my story or whatever,
right?
Maybe I'll be more inclined to like share a more broad range of things that I do creatively, because I don't need to like worry about, oh, this post got 3,000 likes and this one's gonna get fucking 200, 400. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting as fuck, because it's like, as much as I hate that, like, you hear all these stories of like kids literally killing themselves over this shit. It's like, if you scroll back a little bit before this shit was rolled out, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, things with likes, it was, oh, you're the best athlete and then you're the worst athlete. You know what I mean? As far as sports go, like as far as what kids determine like their wealth on, you know what I mean, before, or you're a rich kid and you have ill shit and the poorest kid doesn't, and then are people killing themselves with that shit? Like there's always like this hierarchy that people want to obtain. But I think if you lose the likes and that shit, A, it eliminates a lot of stress for a lot of people, but B, it puts pressure to do what that platform was created for, which is to post your creative content, right?
Yeah,
like
make the content really tight.
Right. Facebook was shared to like stay in touch with family and friends and like connect with your friends. It wasn't like an artist platform. Instagram became about photos, so it was more so about like, yo, who's taking dope photos? You should share it here. And then video became a thing, and they added video element. You know what I mean? Like there was a purpose for it when it came out, and then it kind of like sidetracked into a whole ad campaign for everybody on earth to promote shit on. And so now everyone kind of is like, a swimsuit model isn't like, this girl, it was the first thing I saw at Cosmopolitan or whatever, and it said this girl, she like shared her whole, how she's bummed about it, but she's like, posting her big ass titties and doing the whole she's swimsuits and hot shit, whatever. Like it's that girl, right? And she's bummed when she heard about this. She's bummed because she goes, if you think this is okay, you can fuck off. It actually is a sad day for those who have Instagram as a job. Regardless of what you think, Instagram is a real job, and those in the industry have worked hard to get to where they're at. It's people that aren't even in the industry and think this is a fucking joke. It's not. It's real damage out here. I put blood, sweat, and tears into this, and it's getting ripped away. It's not just me suffering. It's every brand or business I know. Instagram isn't even doing this for mental health. They're just doing it so they can control engagement, blah, 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 blah. They don't care about your feelings.
I think that's so dumb, because I think you still, even if you're contacting a brand, you'll still be able to screenshot your engagement. Like you still see your engagement, but they can send your engagement.
It's like, yo, how did being, in this case, a swimsuit model or a whatever, it used to be swimsuit models or like scandalous type shit, right? Before then it was like swimsuits. It was hard to post nudes unless you were, or whatever, like close to nudes unless you were Playboy, right? Or Playmate or any of those magazines. But now it's like you're a runway model. You're beautiful. You can walk and do shit for clothing brands and all this stuff. It's like you have to, what happens if this goes? It's like you still can use it as an outlet to post your content of you being attractive or you having like cool videos or whatever. You still get it. Like it still doesn't change anything. It's just everyone's gonna have to shift how they do their business around it, right? Like what's now important? Like what if they took the likes away entirely? Like you don't even see it on the back end. You know what I mean?
Right.
If they took that feature away and it's just now about comments maybe, and then is it now comment farms and they're just like mad people it's interesting as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the algorithm will still be built around engagement. So even if you can't see the actual number of people liking, the most liked and comment photos are still going to be prominent. They're still going to show up at the top, which is one of the things I actually hate the most about the algorithm, is like the idea of, the thing I literally hate the most, and we all do it, but let's say I post something that I've been waiting to post, a video or photo, whatever, right? And I'm excited about it. Like that whole day, I have to be, like the algorithm is built around you staying around and fucking interacting with the people who are interacting with your photo, like commenting back, liking people's comments, like, and so you just end up spending that entire day like looking at the phone, and you're like, why am I so like chained to this app? Like I wish I want to just post and just turn the phone off for the day.
Right.
And wake up the next day and see what happened. But
like
it doesn't allow that. And that's all because of the numbers thing, because it's like at the end of the day, you make the content, you spend 2 weeks on the video, or you had the photo sitting there for a month and you worked on so hard on it. You want it to be seen. So like you still want it to be seen by people, because that's half of the fun, or that's half of the part of the artistic. The creation is part, and then showing it to the world is the other. And the Instagram can bury your shit. And so like imagine if you work so hard on it and it just gets buried, no one sees it. And so like that's what people struggle with, this whole idea of like, I don't have followers, I don't have likes, so you have to care about it.
Right.
But then you're just going about it all the wrong way, because it's like you were so stoked about it, and then if it doesn't perform well, you're just like, you have a sour taste in your mouth. But you have to, I think that's all internal, like figuring out, okay, like you're happy with the creation.
Right.
You know?
What's interesting too is like the whole amount of people that get exposure because of sex is insane, and sex sells in every aspect, and that's why all these, like, everything that has to do with sex sells a lot, you know what I mean? But it's crazy when you see when a girl or a fucking guy, let's do two things. For this girl, she's so sad because it's going to go away and it could change her whole business, right? Which is crazy, because what happens if it deletes and now she's not able to get her free lip injections or go out and take trips to Bali and do all this crazy shit, that just because she was able to do that, it opened up her doors, right? Or you take like my favorite is those fucking dudes that are just like ripped as fucking love filming videos or some shit, and they have sex appeal, so everyone thinks initially like everything you could ever dream for yourself is right there. Man, this guy or this girl, whatever, they're sexy as fuck, and they get to travel the world, and they get to shoot all this ill shit, and they get to do their fucking, I don't know, acrobatic or some shit or whatever. Like it, like those, there's like pinnacle things that make them better than creators that may have way more experience or way more. We talk about this all the time, but it's like there's different people that are doing dope shit. Automatically it's just and they're getting skyrocketed. Now they're getting options. Now Instagram specifically is trying to help favor them. YouTube specifically is trying to help favor these people and put them in pockets where they're, now you're on the trending page, now this and this and this, from just like random shit. But it's like there could be people that have more value to give that are underlooked because for whatever reason, because they're not following numbers. Well,
that's what
I'm saying to get the number, like some people grow the numbers exponentially. Like all day, if you scroll through IG and you see, it's like, oh, there's this 𝐅𝐎𝐋𝐋𝐿 magazine. Everyone wanted to be a part of 𝐅𝐿 Snapchat at the time because they would sit there and talk about these girls and tell you who these girls were and show you hot girls, and you're just watching it to try to figure it out. And then the photographers are starting to shoot the hot girls, and then you kind of follow it, like people are finding out that they're fans of the photographer because whatever, that's all they do all day is shoot hot girls. So you might as well follow it because it's good eye candy shit, right? And then they just maximize that shit. And then through all the girls want to do whatever it takes to be on something like 𝐅𝐿, or the photographers want to do whatever it takes to shoot 𝐅𝐿 girls because they all get put on through this funnel, right? And then you blow up and you do your own shit, and then it's just like skyrocketing. You get to shoot any campaign you want because you can shoot, you know what I mean? It's versus the photographer that worked really hard and figured out how to master lighting and all this. I'm not saying these photographers don't. It's interesting to talk about. I feel like
what was the point there?
That having your account with your numbers and all this shit, it changes who is a professional. You know what I mean? And it's
good point.
It sucks because I hate even on our end. I've been in meetings where we try to pick who's going to be the you know, it's a rapper video and you need the lead girl, right? And you go to get the lead girl and they have the casting and it's all this stuff and it comes packed in with social media influence too, because now it's distribution. And there may be a gorgeous girl that fits this perfect. Oh, we need a Latino girl that blah 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 blah. Like this is like the ideal. This is what the treatment was about. And you don't pick her. You pick the girl with 1 million followers who is not as fire, not as a fire fit for the video. You know what I mean? Like they're picking people. They're making movies now where they pick the leads based on social ability, which is crazy. You know what I mean? It's fucking so backwards. It doesn't make sense. It's not about talent. It's not about being a professional. It's not about the kid that spent fucking thousands of hours in acting school and worked their ass off to test and try to be different characters, do all that shit anymore. Nope, it doesn't matter. It's just that
it's the Vine star.
You got 1 million followers on Vine. Dope, cool. We're putting you in this movie. Oh, cool. You do YouTube? Sweet, boom.
Right.
Oh, cool. You're on Instagram and you make comedy shorts? Sick. Here's fucking shit tons of money.
Those
Live
at
the
least
life.
those at least open all the doors for you. Like
They do.
You could be out here trying to act in LA and hustle, but if you don't have like the people with the following are at least going to get in all the auditions, because if they can land it and they have a social following, you're just money.
It's over.
But I think it's interesting because we go back to the topic of likes. Like I wonder where the removing the feature fits in all that, because the ecosystem of right now of media and entertainment and all that is built on this idea of like seeing who's popping. Views matter. People make music videos. They fucking care if it makes it has 1 million views in a day. Imagine if YouTube didn't show views.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, that's the other side of it, where it still matters. It's also a barometer of success in terms of videos, at least.
And it's also like if YouTube pulled views, it's kind of hard to tell if this is something worth, like you almost know, oh cool, I'm looking for a specific video and 15 pull up and you see one has 1 million and one doesn't. You probably click on the 1 million viewed one because there's a reason why everyone watched that one over the other one.
Right.
So it's hard to like, what if that's gone? You know what I mean?
And brands still have to assess the success of content that you talk about all the time with EA. Like they care about, they measure the success of the campaign and the money they invested based on the return of views that they get on the content.
Right. How many people did it reach?
How many people did it reach? So did this money go far enough as we wanted to? So,
which I think is interesting, because that's what's cool about having Instagram is like on the backside of Instagram, you can see your reach, right? Which is always way bigger than your actual likes, because that's what's interesting. I follow a lot of people. I'm not always liking their shit or commenting on it, even though I'm a fucking huge fan.
Yeah, I hardly
ever do it, right? Like you might like it if it's a homie because you know likes help.
Right. No, I always like the homie shit. Yeah.
Comment on it, whatever, just so the engagement goes up for them. But the reality is, like, when I post a video and the video gets whatever, or a photo, and it gets a bunch of likes, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. The reach is way bigger. Like
100%. If the algorithm's pushing it up.
Right. So
and the first hour of it matters the most. Like if your photo goes off comments and likewise within the first like 30, 45 minutes, it keeps getting boosted by the algorithm. It keeps getting boosted. And reach means like how many new people are seeing this content. Right. How many new people are seeing this content.
And they shift. That's what the trick is, that they shift up algorithms all the time. And I've learned this through companies I worked with that have meetings with these people. But you'd go watch a Logan Paul video and it'd be 15 minutes long. And then all of a sudden they become 6. So, well, what the hell? Before you made more money if it was long. Then it kind of changed to more so about like the amount of people that watch 6 minutes versus 12 minutes. It doesn't really matter, but they can pack the same amount of ads in 6 or whatever. Like there's all these different things where they change it. But I just think it could be cool to focus more so on the reach and like how many people at least got their eyeballs on something. Maybe they didn't participate. Maybe they didn't click through an ad. Maybe whatever. Maybe, but it can resonate. Like if you are a brand and you're sharing something and you show it. Like I like it that I searched for the mattress the other day and now my shit's loaded with mattresses. But I can tell the trend. It's like there's a specific type. It's like this. It doesn't cost them much money to sell these things, so they can lose the money on ad marketing. It's worth it for them to spend $6 trying to make something pop up in my feed like 10 times. It's so interesting. It's fucking wild.
I think this is also an interesting discussion, like, because this is also in the Raven episode, her talking about like how she's like, I don't want to post every day.
Right.
Like she's like, she wants to chill, and I felt the same way, especially after tour 2. Like, and you've been chilling too. We've all been like, right. For me, I've decided my page, like, I've just come to a point where it's like, it's just gonna be my best shit, like the best shit, and I'm not posting it otherwise, which feels a little restricting. And also, what happens is I don't post for a month, right? Because I'm working on things that are being in developed or they need approvals or whatever it is. Your engagement goes down because there's not shit popping on your page. Your likes aren't going, your comments aren't going, which means people aren't watching your stories, which means then you do post something and I just hate the fact that we give a fuck about all that.
I know.
I hate it because it's like, and also, like I said earlier, like we want to say we don't like it, but we're still tied to it. Like we still post our shit and we do care if it pops off. Right. We do care because we want, but for me, it's like, I want people to, like, if you just like, you look forward to the idea of other people seeing or enjoying what you hope they would enjoy when you made it. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy with it, putting it out there. Right. But still, like, if there's if the likes are at least not there, it's like, cool. I don't need to worry that this post isn't going to do as well as this as a front facing thing. In terms of like my caring about what other people see. Oh, this one only got this, not that dope. And have you ever caught yourself looking at a photo? Like, I feel like there's something psychologically where, like, if you see a post and it doesn't have a lot of like, and it has a lot of likes, there's like a human need or feel to like go join that. Like you want to go join what everyone else is liking. Yeah. And if it's not popping off, then you're more likely to just like let it slip. Right. I feel like that's interesting. Yeah, and like that's part of the psychology of like the pressure of it. It's like people, it's just like a herd thing. Everyone likes this person, so everyone goes and follows and likes this person. Yeah. And no one wants to be just like, look at the content and be like, man, this is tight. They got 400 followers. Because you still go to someone's page and like, you don't follow them because you're just like, numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or, well, to me, it's been like people, I remember before I had any sort of following at all on Instagram, right? I would always like see people follow me and I click. I don't know why, you could kind of tell who's a creative person by the way their name and their fucking 100%. Avatar is. 100%. So if you get followed by 50 people, you can kind of spot 3 people that might be like, you're like, who is this? Or whatever, right? And you click on that shit and then all of a sudden it'd be like some photographer and they have 20,000 followers or 4,000 more followers than I did when I have 1,000. I'd be like, oh, who the fuck is this? They're like more famous than me. That's dope. I'm gonna follow them. What if we work together, right? You follow them on that aspect. And then as my shit grew, it's growing and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then people would follow me and I click on it and people would have that same amount of following. Like, all right, cool. They still have more followers than me. But I look at the content, I'm like, it kind of looks like you don't know why they are popping like that, right? Like
probably bought their shit.
Maybe their likes, their interactions are low. And it became less about the following to me. The following was kind of like, hey, they have the whole point of verification is like, oh, there's importance to this person because they've done something that is widely known by a lot of people. There's a reason why they're verified, or there's too many people that have the same name, whatever it is. You look at a verification badge kind of like, oh, they've done something. They've done something to get verified, so there's a reason why I'm going to look at that over some regular person, right? Like, right.
I think even that's false a lot of times.
It is false, because then you click on it and it's someone that somehow finessed a plug back in the day and bought some shit for $2,000 or whatever, and it has no value to give. And so when you click on someone's profile and they have fucking 100,000 followers, but they have no value to give, I don't give a, like, what? I don't care if there's 100,000 followers. I don't care if you could repost my shit, or we could do a collab and blah, blah, blah. If you have no real value to give, if you got 100,000 followers, but for no random, like it's all random and you can't really make your shit like resonate with me, then there's no reason to follow it. Right. Which is weird, because before it was always like, man, this person could help me. Still to this day, it's like, oh shit, this person followed me. That's crazy because they're connected to this, that they're the producer at this company, and that shit could change my life. And right away you look at it, it's like, that's a tie-in.
Right. That's the 6 years separation type shit.
Right. So it's like, all right, cool. There's value in this person's account, or they post really cool aesthetic shit, or this is inspiring content, or they always share like dope, like fucking things about military people, or whatever the thing is that makes you interested in it. But like, a lot of times everyone bases so on numbers. I remember like some kid fucking hit me up and was like, yo man, check it. Or like I met him and he was cool. And he's like, I'm gonna hit you. And he started hitting me on Instagram a bunch of times. And I didn't know him. And the only reason we got together was because he was like randomly with someone that was in this cool scenario, like a backstage of a show or some shit. And then he like hit me and was like, yo, hit me up, follow me back, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, maybe we could have been friends, but honestly, he wasn't that friendly in real life.
Right.
And then he wants me to follow him back. And I'm like, but your content's not tight. And my shit, I already follow a lot of people, but these are a lot of people I know already. Like I follow like at least 1,000 people that I actually know, or I'm following them for inspiration. My feed's already jam-packed with bullshit. So I'm trying, and it's bullshit by people I actually care about or like. And people always ask me to follow him back because blah, this and that or whatever. But when you go to his page and he's got like guapo followers, I'm like, but that shit ain't real. Like, you're not a real good person.
Infiltrate my shit.
No.
I definitely try to curate. Like, I keep trying to weed out, but also like you have everyone from home that you're like, I don't really want to follow a bunch of people because it's like, yo, y'all were there from the beginning. Like, y'all are the people liking my shit when I had 800 followers. So I gotta keep those around.
But
like
friends,
yeah,
like, they're not even liking your shit,
right? But then like you try to keep the people you do put in, because it's at the end of the day, it's like what you're feeding your brain. All these people, and you'd have a bunch of bullshit. You're gonna be looking at bullshit. I would try to at least collect a following of people that inspire me creatively, or are gonna put dope content in my face that's gonna make me think different. Or it's gonna make me like appreciate things, or push me like, man, I need to go out and do something, because you know what I mean.
And no knock from earlier, no knock to my swimsuit model chicks and my fucking dope looking photographer guys, or whoever is out there doing all this random shit. Like, the door open for everyone to figure out their hustle. You know what I mean? People found a way to hustle. Like, oh shit, I can make Audi pay me fucking $60K to make a Vine video, a 6-second Vine video. Dope. Sick. That changed the whole atmosphere of everything. Go get your bag. It's just crazy to me when people work for like weeks on some campaign for like literally no money, and then the person that can post some shit from their iPhone about the same product the brand will value that more so than the content.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Which
facts.
is crazy to me.
Super facts. I agree. I think that was the point of that is that part. It's like the like. And when we go back to the pros, I hope that at least just the front door of removing the likes, it's still going to be there. Likes are still a thing. It still affects the algorithm. It still affects who sees your shit. You know what I mean? It's still going to be valued because there's going to be another way for brands to measure engagement in terms of the engagement's still there. The data is still in the app. The data is still on your profile.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be, hey, send me use a screenshot and send the brand your engagement or whatever. But I just hope at the base level, it just allows content to be viewed as content, because I feel like our eyes go straight to the likes and we see, is this thing popping? Okay, cool. I'll pay attention. If not, no, fuck it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the content itself, like, do you care about the fucking photos? The photo dope, or is it just dope because it has a lot of likes because Drake's in it?
Right.
Or, you know what I mean?
And lastly, the fucking effects that it has on children, bro. Like that shit is if all right, if all of us out here that have followings and are famous and IG famous, you got millions of followers, you get millions of likes. If Kylie Jenner had to make a choice between saving 3 kids that were going to kill themselves tomorrow because they didn't have enough likes, or remove her likes, would she do it? You know what I mean? Is it worth her to take a L on a couple brand deals because the shit got fucked and she has to find a new way to make money off that shit? Is it worth it for everyone that's complaining, for that girl that was complaining on that web's Cosmopolitan or whatever, like, that are sad that this shit's changing all the ways? Is it worth it for all of us to take a step back and be like, damn, we're 4 fucking kids that just haven't grown up yet, that think their whole life matters about social media, just killed themselves over this shit? Is it worth it for you to get rid of that?
And like, not even, that's obviously the far end of it, but just like this feeling of inadequacy for like a bunch of people, just like naturally now, it's like you are only validated in your own fucking confidence and self-worth if other people validate it because of this ecosystem that's created, where it's like you own, your view of yourself is based on what other people tell you it is.
Right.
And part of being successful, and we talk about all the time here, is not thinking like that.
Right.
And thinking internally, obviously. But that's still the way it is. Like, and so many people are just like, oh, you know, like anyone compares themselves to someone else and it's like, I'm not that because this. But then you don't even know what they got going on in their life. And they're probably not all that anyways.
Right.
So it's like,
everyone's got an opinion. Just
Yeah.
don't listen to that shit. But for real, it could be dope to see it go away and see what happens. I wish they tested in America. America would probably trip. They'd probably send Trump, please help. Make him fucking bring it back. Who runs Instagram? Zuck? Did he find that
Facebook.
shit? Who founded Instagram?
Instagram was founded as its own company.
But who was the guy? Who
Well,
wasn't there,
it's
like,
funny.
the guy?
It's funny. They both left Facebook.
They both left Facebook and started Instagram?
The two founders started Instagram.
This is a whole nother conference. Let's not do this right now.
Well, anyways, they started Instagram. Facebook bought it. They built it to be one of the biggest platform in the world. And then the two founders left recently Facebook to go do some other shit. And now Facebook still owns Instagram, but the two founders of it are gone.
That's wild. Fun little fun fact. All right, this was a good one. Comment below, let us know what you think about this shit, and we'd be interested to hear it. And also, while I have you, I just want to tell everyone that's listening right now, if you fuck with Black with No Cream, we need you to do us a solid. We need you to go to iTunes and leave us a review, because we realized that I did that at the beginning of the podcast and we got like 100 some solid reviews, which is cool, but I feel like we need more, because when people, this is us asking for more likes, because when someone is searching for something, we clearly look at the likes first, right? We're all trained to do that shit, but people look at podcasts and it has like a shit ton of ratings, or if you're looking at this compared to several other creator podcasts, those ratings help a lot. So
it's more, and I think it's more than ratings too. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just want to say this. It's more than ratings. Like, the thing about reviews is that it's thoughtful, like comment, like especially for me, you go on Yelp or something, right? You look at the reviews. I had an amazing time. The service was incredible.
Right.
The food was incredible. I never waited 1 second.
Yeah.
You read 3 of those, you trust it. And so that's it. You know, 5 stars are cool, but some of the commentary of like allows people this thing to get more visibility from people who could benefit from this.
Right. So I'm going to highlight, we posted about this in Discord, ask everyone to do it. I was going to read a good one, but I want to shout out Colton for leaving a 5-star review, and maybe we'll start doing this at the end of Morning Roast. We'll read the best one that we see over the week. So if you want to do it, definitely do it, and then add your Instagram at the bottom so I can plug it. But Colton, I don't even know how to say his last name, to be honest. Basher? B-A-C-H-E-R.
I think it's Batcher.
Batcher. On Instagram, he said the amount of information that is shared on this podcast is insane, from figuring out how to get on tour to building your own business. Ben and Dave dive deep into topics that are never talked about in the creative industry. Not only that, but Black with No Cream does everything they can to provide real opportunities for creators to further their careers. I 100% would not be where I am in my career today if I weren't for the value that they have provided. Thank you, Ben and Dave, and all the guests. You're leaving an impact that will last a lifetime. Shout out to you for that. I appreciate that.
Thanks,
can you
bro.
imagine,
really,
like, if I was searching for a creator podcast and I saw that shit, I'd be like, what the fuck's going on over at this shit?
Yeah.
Click on it, subscribe, and hit the like button. All right, we're done. Appreciate it. Again, all the other stuff that we promoted at the beginning, just imagine we're doing it right now. We'll end it though right here. Bye.